Hello again, welcome back to my Kerbal Space Program series where we're exploring the Kcalbeloh Planet Pack Mod with stock parts. Except today we're not actually going to the Kcalbeloh system, which I recently just figured out. Kcalbeloh is black hole backwards, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, like I was saying, this episode we're going to be exploring kind of a little bit in the Outer Planets mod. This is an SSTO that I've designed. I'm calling it the Starbat 3. Yeah, I've loaded it up with 8 crew members, and we're gonna crew up my SARNUS refueling station, like an asteroid refueling station that I placed in orbit around SARNUS last episode. So we're just throttling up, getting ready to take off here. But yeah, like I was saying, the Outer Planets mod, it's essentially just like a stock-alike expansion to the original KSP system. It's got like SARNUS, which is like the Saturn analog, and Uranus and Neptune and Pluto analog. I think it's like a really great addition to the Kerbal Space Program, like original solar system, and it's stock-alike, and yeah, like I essentially consider it like a stock expansion to the original game. I highly recommend it. And so yeah, there's a wormhole around SARNUS, and that's kind of our entry point into the Kcalbeloh system, and that's why I placed asteroid refueling station around SARNUS, is because it's got some asteroids near the rings, and we can utilize those to mine them and use that for fuel. So this base will be like a checkpoint or a refueling spot for my missions. You know, they go even further into the Kcalbeloh system as we go on. But I'm just really starting to pick up speed here, past 440 meters per second. Those Rapier engines really start to pick up speed. And yeah, I'll let you guys watch for a second. Alright, now that I'm starting to run out of air, I'm going to switch on my nuclear engines pretty soon. And there we go. And then I'll be switching over to closed cycle mode in just a second. Turn on those rocket engines. We'll be using up our oxidizer supply, so once that runs out, we'll be just on liquid fuel for those nuclear engines there. Some thumbnail shots, you know what I'm saying? Alright, now that we've got our apoapsis above the atmospheric line, just shutting off those engines that we're not going to be using, and we're fully on those nuclear engines now, and we're going to start trying to build up some lateral speed. And we'll do a little circularization burn here. Looks like we've circularized, and I actually, off camera, I flew a tug, like a little tug ship, out to my space station in SARNUS, and we'll use that to push it around the SARNUS system and rendezvous with asteroids. But I also left one in orbit on Kerbin so that I can refuel my Starbat 3 here with my crew inside. So that we can take this little space plane all the way to SARNUS without having to use any like gravity assists or anything like that to like really stretch our delta V here. I just thought it'd be convenient to just refuel real quick and just get on a straightforward path all the way to SARNUS. And so we're coming up here on it. Oh, we passed it a little bit. Just got to kill off my relative speed, and then we'll work on getting these guys docked. Alright, we should be pulling up here. There it is. And we're just probably going to try to line up here. And you know, this thing has a much higher thrust to weight ratio, so I kind of didn't know my own strength here with this, so I had to dodge out of the way real quick. Yeah, so I just got to kill off my speed again, and we'll try that again. And look at that view all the way from orbit. The landscape looks pretty cool. Got him just lined up again. And I actually did it again. I went way too fast. I'm doing a lot of orbital rendezvous in this episode. It's easy to get impatient when doing these kind of docking maneuver thingies. Oh yeah. Alright, now that we're docked up, I'm going to refuel my liquid fuel. Since I'm only using my nuclear engines now, I don't need any oxidizer, so I'll just be refueling my liquid fuel tanks. And that should give us enough Delta V to get all the way to SARNUS and rendezvous with the base. Or the station, I guess. If it was a base, it'd be like on land or something, but it's a space station. That is also a refueling base, I guess. So yeah, this SSTO, I'm actually really happy with it. I think it's like one of my most favorite SSTOs I've ever, built. It's pretty cool. I have some action groups to some of the deploy angles to the flaps. Yeah. It's kind of interesting. I never really experimented with that much before, but yeah. Okay, now we're just going to deorbit this tug ship real quick so that it crashes on Kerbin. And then we'll start setting up our escape burn to get our encounter with SARNUS. And so, SARNUS is past Jool, so I actually don't exactly know the transfer angle, but I just kind of like wait till it's a little bit past Jool's encounter, or Jool's transfer window. I should probably figure that out though, for real though, because I had to make a really big adjustment since my transfer window was actually a little bit off. So I had to do like a big radial burn and to like fix it, and we ended up having like only barely enough Delta V to rendezvous with the station. So I think for the future I'll try to figure out the exact transfer angle is, but I'm pretty sure like the Jool transfer angle is like 100 degrees or something like that, so I just go a little bit past that for the SARNUS transfer window, that is. So we're just building up our orbital velocity to raise our apoapsis up to intersect the orbit of SARNUS, which is that yellow circle line above Jool there. Looks like we're almost done. Now we're just going to do an inclination burn, and you can see there I'm trying out this radial burn since we've actually gotten our transfer window actually just a bit wrong. So, but yeah, so we're going to end up using like about 1,000 meters per second of Delta V than I could have otherwise, but that's why planning ahead is a good thing in Kerbal Space Program, I guess. Alright, looks like we got that encounter. So I'm going to be doing a slate gravity assist to capture around SARNUS. It's essentially like an identical maneuver to the Tylo gravity assist that a lot of KSP players know how to do. Slate is like a giant moon, kind of like Tylo, just got a large gravity well, and you can use it to, if you encounter Slate, which is this moon that I'm, it's like a desert moon, if you encounter it at your periapsis and then kind of just like play around with the maneuver planner and get your orbit really close, you can get this, you see that red dotted line? That's kind of my resulting captured orbit. We can get an elliptical orbit around SARNUS for basically no fuel compared to if you tried to capture like just without a gravity assist, just purely on fuel. You can save a ton of fuel doing this. So I do this every time. And so you see where all these like question marks are. I just set my, those are asteroids. I just set my station as my target, and I have my resulting periapsis from this capture kind of lined up with where my space station is going to be, so that all I have to do when I get there is kind of make some minor adjustments and then set up like a close encounter, and then I can just do that rendezvous burn really quick. But I'm figuring out that I'm kind of low on fuel, so I'm going to actually try to do another slate gravity assist to lower my orbit even more. So you can just see me playing around with that here. So I'm going to do an inclination change first. It looks like we've got an orbital little gravity assist going on here that's going to actually lower my orbital speed. I guess I don't know. It's like I've gravity assisted myself into a lower orbit, so I can save fuel that way. Now I think I have to just adjust my inclination just slightly again, and just setting up my periapsis to intersect with the station once again. And then once I have my periapsis intersecting that, I can just either pull a little bit prograde or retrograde, and I can spin that close encounter marker around until we get a close encounter. And looks like we got one here, so one more burn, and then we should be pulling up on the space station. As you can see, though, I running out of delta V, so it's going to be a really close one. Looks like we got a 7-kilometer separation. It's not the best, but we can make it do. Okay, there it is. Now I'm just starting to burn retrograde relative to my target, so that we can match speed with the target. Looks like we don't quite have enough delta V to fully eliminate our relative velocity, but I have some monopropellant on board, so we're going to be using that to finish the job. And there's the space station, all lit up on the night side. And so there's the little tug that I docked to my space station off camera after I did my last video where I flew the space station out here. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to dock this space plane up to the space station. We'll give it just a tiny bit more fuel. We'll just fill up one of its fuel tanks from the tug, and then we'll let it go, and then we are going to perform an asteroid rendezvous with the space station, and we're going to dock it to this asteroid, and then we're going to meet back up with it with the space plane. And I'm just trying to dock real quick. Alright, we got that. I think I'm just going to try to line this up just a tiny bit better, actually. Practicing my docking a little bit. These inline docking ports I feel like are a little bit more tricky than just the normal ones. I don't know why that is, but let me know if you guys think that they're a little more tricky. Maybe I'm just imagining it. Cool. Got that lined up nice. Just spin up those wheels. The habitation rings. Yeah. So here I'm just trying to pick an asteroid, or that I'm trying to rendezvous with and dock up to start my mining operation here with this base. So we're going to start trying to rendezvous with the asteroid here, just doing an inclination adjustment. Oh, and then I realized that I forgot to undock my space plane real quick. So we're just going to let that guy go real quick, and then we will meet back up with the space plane. I guess the space plane will meet back up with the station later. We've just given it a little bit more fuel. It should have enough delta V to meet back up at the station later after we've docked with the asteroid. Yeah, so that's kind of the game plan here. Looks like I've forgotten which one I just set as my target. So we're gonna do the inclination burn real quick. Got our inclination matched. We're just all we have to do now is just set up close flyby. Looks like we got one there. Just warping around. We're about to perform that maneuver. Not the greatest separation, but we can make it work again. Now I have to kill off my relative speed. Just firing retrograde with my nav ball set to target. And looks like we're about 13 kilometers away. Now that I've killed off my velocity, all I have to do is point to target and burn just a little bit. Looks like we're getting like a 0.2 kilometer separation, which is great. Oh, we flew past it. Kind of hard to see it on this night side here, so I'll have to pass it again. Okay, we just got to kill off the speed once more, and we're gonna activate our grabbing arm so that we can try to dock with this thing. Just trying to fix my alignment here. Looks like we got that docked. Yeah, I'm actually going to target the center of mass, or maybe I'm not doing that quite yet, but I'm going to end up trying to push this asteroid a little bit further into a higher orbit so that we can just get it out of the way of Eeloo, because in the Outer Planets mod, it already has its own Pluto analog, so it replaces Eeloo into the SARNUS system as kind of like an Enceladus analog. So it's like an ice moon of Saturn, and you can actually see it in the back there just real quick, but this asteroid is really close to Eeloo's orbit, so I'm gonna my plan is to kind of raise its orbit above Eeloo a little bit so that for the next foreseeable future, I don't know, decades or so, this asteroid, if I'm like warping ahead on a different mission or something, like this station won't get won't accidentally cross the orbital path of Eeloo and get like flung out into the solar system on accident. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just gonna use up It looks like we've already used up all the fuel. So this is kind of our orbit. We're just a little bit above Elu's orbit. Should be safe. So I'm just gonna move that tug over to one of the side docking ports here. Not the best at docking here, but I'm trying to get better, so I'm trying to do this like manually without like doing the lazy method of docking where you just kind of like line it up, and like I'm trying to use my propellant a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? Looks like we got that docked. Oh yeah, and I remember my docking port just like fell off, and I'm just noticing that the side docking port on this tug just fell off for some reason, so I'm going to try to reload it and see if that fixes it. But nope, just some sort of weird glitch. So I'm just going to use the front docking port here on the nose of this tug craft here. So we did end up just doing the lazy method of docking. Cool, now we can switch over to our space plane, and we have 421 meters per second to perform a rendezvous with the space station. So I'm just doing an inclination burn really quick, not too bad. And then we just have to rinse and repeat, do the same kind of, get an intersect, then adjust for a close encounter, and then kill off your relative velocity, and then you're golden. So we got a close encounter here. Looks like we should be coming up on the space station here. About 20 kilometers out. Should be coming into view really soon. And there it is. We got a really close separation here. That's nice. Just have to kill off our speed. Then we have to dock this thing back up and then deploy the station. Just flip her over real quick and line up that docking port. And I'm trying to just get that nice and aesthetically lined up here. Trying to practice my docking skills. But yeah, I'm kind of running into what I was running into before. These like inline docking ports seem to be just a little bit trickier than the normal ones. We got it all lined up and good. Looks good. So we're just spinning up those rings here, the habitation rings that use, I guess, what is it, like centripetal force or centrifugal force? Sometimes people are like, nah, you got it, it's one or the other. I don't even know. But essentially, like the wheels spin and it pulls you towards the outside of the ring and gives you the feeling of gravity. That's kind of the idea in science fiction. So I'm just deploying my radiators and my drill here, and we're going to start mining ore that we can use in our fuel refinery here to synthesize liquid fuel for our future missions into the Kcalbeloh system. that are going to have to go into the wormhole that orbits SARNUS a little bit further out. But this station can be a little base to refuel, get some rest and recovery from the 4-year trip out here to SARNUS from Kerbin. Yeah, looks like we got our ore production working good. We're going to do a little quick EVA here just to see how it's all shaping up. Now I'm loading my crew off the SSTO and into the habitation rings. This is what it looks like on the inside in the bottom side ring that's closest to the asteroid. I haven't actually calculated the RPM to diameter of these rings. Like you can calculate that so you can get like the exact speed to like simulate the amount of G's that you want your crew to experience, but I'm a little bit lazy, so I just set my RPM to like, I don't know, just like a fairly low amount. I don't know, it even seems like it's been spinning a little bit fast to me, but whatever. Getting some thumbnails. Pretty cool. And we're just gonna get back in the station here. And that's looking like we're just about done with this mission. We just crewed up the space station. We're gonna be refining the ore into liquid fuel for my future missions into the Kcalbeloh system. Yeah, so we'll definitely be using this station more often. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and want to see more Kerbal Space Program, Outer Planets mod, you know, Kcalbeloh Planet Pack mod content. But yeah, thanks guys. I'll see you in the next one.